So if you haven't seen Christopher Nolan's most recent sci-fi thriller Tenet, I highly recommend watching it. I'm not going to spoil the movie in any way or anything like that, but I just want to say that it was a very excellent and well thought out movie. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the movie industry. If you haven't been living under a rock, you know that COVID-19 has taken the world by storm and basically left the movie industry where the cable industry is, struggling for survival. So my girl and I actually went to see Tenet when it came out all the way back in August, and we actually made a vlog about it, which you can watch up here, and there were like a collective 5 people there. But everyone said Tenet was supposed to be the revival of movie theaters and, the movie theater experience, right? But instead what actually happened was Tenet grossing $305 million on a $200 million budget. Now you might be saying, but they made $100 million in profit, and while that may be the case, I don't think it counts for marketing costs. I'm not entirely sure if they included the post-launch marketing costs in the budget, but if they didn't, then that would obviously have to be subtracted from the $100 million. And let's be honest, the ads are definitely running rampant for it on all, platforms of social media. In comparison, Inception, which came out in 2010, made $836 million at the box office versus a $160 million budget. Interstellar made just under $700 million versus a $165 million budget at the box office. But now with blockbuster movies such as 007 No Time to Die, Black Widow, and other movies delaying their release dates, what can the movie industry do to try and clear the hurdle that is COVID-19? Well, to be honest, I think there are 2 things that they have to try and implement as soon as possible to even have a chance at surviving this pandemic. One is kind of a throwback to the 80s and 90s, and that is showing movies at drive-in theaters. When you think about it, drive-in theaters check all the boxes logistically when it comes to social distancing at the movies. Everybody's in their own car, everybody's with their own, party or group. You bring your own snacks, so you're not paying $80 for a small bag of M&Ms. You control your own heat, your own AC, and I think it will be an all-around pretty good time. Personally, I've never been to one before, and I do think it could be, a little bit uncomfortable considering you're sitting in the car for 2 hours, and cars these days, if you're sitting in the front, it's not necessarily a lot of leg room and all these other types of logistical things. But I do think that it would be a whole lot better for the consumer and the business, so both parties are winning compared to the theater just staying closed. When you think about it, it's actually kind of the perfect situation, because what you can do is you just have a kiosk where you buy your ticket, it tells you the radio station to tune into, you go park your car. You could even socially distance the cars if you really wanted to, in case people open their windows or whatever it is. Everybody has their own snacks, and then you're basically on your way. You're also tugging on the nostalgia nerve for the older crowd, so you might even get some older people going, people in their 30s and 40s. But the thing that would be up to Cineplex and the movie studios is that they have to swallow their pride if they don't want COVID-19 to be the cause of their company going under. I'm not affiliated with Cineplex in any way, but let's be honest, those spaces cannot be cheap to rent and upkeep. I'm not sure if they're still paying employees, I'm pretty sure they aren't, but if they are, that's another expense to add to the very long list of expensive expenses. If I'm Cineplex right now, I would go to drive-in theaters and say, hey, you know what? I can bring you AAA blockbuster movies and definitely a bigger crowd, and then we can split all profit on the sales. Now, personally, I think Cineplex does have the leverage in this situation because they have a bigger public outreach and better movies, and I can't see it being a loss for the drive-in theaters because you're getting more word of mouth, so you're getting more, marketing, and you're offering the most recent and best movies, therefore getting more cars to your location. The second and probably more practical thing they can do is allow movies to be rented on their website, their app, and anywhere else that they can put it. My girlfriend and I went to see Tenet all the way back in September with no way of seeing it again until now when it released digitally on December 15th, which was Tuesday. And when we went to check to see if we could rent it or buy it in September, we couldn't. Either you had to go to the movies or you couldn't see it. But, just like the cable industry, the movie industry has to put control and convenience back in the hands of the consumer. When we went to see Tenet, I think we paid it was $20 each or whatever it was. and I would have no doubt paid $20 or even more to watch it at home. But now you're gonna say, well, how are they gonna make money on concessions and stuff like that? And it just doesn't make sense. But then to that I say, so you're telling me making no money makes more sense? Like, let's say for example that it costs Cineplex $50 million to run all the locations, $50 million a month, right? I actually have no idea how much it is. I'm just guessing. And every location within 50 kilometers of me right now is closed. So every month you're 50 million in the hole. So why not just allow people from the comfort of their own home to rent movies, recent movies that aren't on Netflix or any other streaming service? I'm obviously speaking for myself here, and I am assuming, but I'm pretty sure that other people are willing to pay to watch new releases from the comfort of their own home. They actually did that with this new movie called Songbird, which is about COVID-23, and they allowed people to rent it from their own home, and they called it a home premiere. That home premiere thing definitely has to continue if they want to try and survive COVID-19. So let's say, for example, Tenet comes out and you go collaborate with a drive-in theater, you make 10 million from the sales there, then you allow people to rent it at home on the Cineplex app, the website, whatever platform, you pick up another 10 million there. Then let's say, which probably won't happen, but let's say you partner with Netflix, you agree to split profits with them, you pick up another 5 million, then you're at 25 million, half of what your monthly debt is, and you're not, eating through the cash that you're sitting on as quickly. See, the thing that COVID-19 proved is that some businesses have to learn to adapt, and not just people, businesses too. And, I'm not too sure of the logistical things that go on behind the scenes. I'm assuming this is mostly in the hands of the studios, Warner Brothers, Universal, DreamWorks, other companies like that. But, my goal for this video is to try and give some ideas, for the movie industry, because I like going to the movies. I think it's a fun experience, and I like experiencing movies the way they were meant to be experienced. Imagine if some executive just watched my video and they just ended up using my idea and I just got no credit. Anyway, I just want the world to go back to normal, so we can watch blockbuster movies like 007, Black Widow, and all these other amazing movies that are coming out. Hopefully 2021 comes and we can either watch them at home or in theaters or wherever, instead of having to wait for them to be released digitally 4+ months later. If you haven't seen Tenet, please watch it. It's a very good movie, but you'll probably be confused after the first watch. So at this point, I recommend buying it so you can watch it as many times as you want. I'm obviously not affiliated. I know I've been pitching this movie, for the whole video. I'm not affiliated with the movie in any way or anything like that. Although I do admit that I wish I was. And as always, thanks for watching.